here today to give you a Wednesday review. On Sweet Vicious. The episode that was the episode that we've all been waiting on. The full year of what Jules went through after her rape with Nate. So, we shoot to the opening scene, which is Jules sitting on the couch. Well, not the couch. Sitting in Ophilia's bed watching old videos of her and Kennedy. And reminiscing and missing her best friend. So then we shoot to a flashback of a year ago when Nate and his friend and Kennedy and Jules are coming into the sorority house. And we're clearly seeing that Nate and Jules used to be friends. Like, not only because she was dating her best friend, but because, you know, they were just friends. And so they were going to have a party themed called Hoes and CEOs. Now, we already know it's going to be problematic as fuck when there's a party literally called Hoes and CEOs. Well, alright. So, then we show how Jules is bringing Kennedy food, and we find out that Kennedy was sick the day of that party and couldn't come, and told Jules to watch after Nate and make sure he doesn't take too many shots. So then we shoot to Tyler getting a phone call from his mother and saying, yeah, he still hasn't heard from Carter and he's done looking and he's probably off doing whatever the fuck he wants to do, you know. So I'm busy. I can't. And we show, well, they show Tyler is actually listening to Jules and selling his art on Etsy. So he has to go by the record store to get one of his last pieces. Then we have another flashback to the party now. Jules and Nate play beer pong, they take shots, they have a good time. Like, they're showing us that they were friends. They used to hang out, they had a good time together, and she felt as if she could trust this motherfucker. Because of course you can. He's dating your best friend. What could he possibly do? And I love that they show that. You feel so safe and you feel like you don't have to be on alert when you're around people that are with the people you trust. So I'm glad that they showed that. Later we see Jules stumbling around and asking where her friends are. I hate the kind of friends who leave the party early instead of constantly taking a time to look for you. I don't care, bitches, if you're ready to go because your feet hurt because you've been standing in your heels all night. Wait for your friends. Look out for your friends. You don't come in a group and then three y'all decide to dip because y'all can't find the other bitch waiting in line for the bathroom. You leave together. But, okay. We see Jules stumbling around and Nate's friend that's always with him was like, oh, are you okay? And then Nate comes up and asks her, is she okay? And she goes, hey, I just feel a little, can I lay down in your bed for a little bit? And of course, she is allowed to do that because that's her boyfriend. That's her best friend's boyfriend. Why would you think anything of it? Of course she would think that she can go lay in this man's bed, wake up next morning, or wake up later and feel completely better and then leave. Like, it's not gonna be fucking weird. Like, we just had an opening scene of her on his back and they were having a good time. So, if for 1 second you think, oh, well, you know, she has to be in his bed. No, that's still not an excuse. She thought that that was her friend, a trustworthy guy friend. Come on now, y'all. Think. She has to go lay down in his room and he says of course she can. So he's then having a little conversation with his friend and he's like, what about Kennedy? And Nate goes, I don't see Kennedy anywhere. I'm going up there. And he takes a shot and he goes his ass up there. So he stumbles into his bedroom, slowly taking off his jacket and trying to be quiet. See, I knew some shit was gonna go down and Nate was a sneaky motherfucker when he tried to ease in the bed all silently. No. Jules wakes up when she notices that he's caressing her face and she goes, what are you doing? And he's going, shh, shh, shh. And she's like pushing him away and she's gonna leave, and then he gets on top of her, takes off her panties and says how it's just gonna be our little secret, covers her mouth, and then rapes her. And it was possibly one of the most, I wouldn't say explicit. It was a scene that was necessary. I was watching the scene with my mother and my mother was just kind of watching, and watching it, you feel nothing but anger when the scene is over. Like, you're so sad and upset for Jules that this has happened to her. But watching it, all I could feel was anger and disgust. Like, I immediately wanted to jump into the screen and beat the living shit out of Nate. But you know, you can't do that. She quietly leaves the bedroom crying and walking out of the house. It was the saddest thing to watch. Her leave the house, go to her sorority house, and what I thought was such an interesting moment was when she's in the hallway and you hear Kennedy go, "Jules, is that you?" And she like looks like she wants to cry more and covers her mouth. I would have ran in that room so quick and been like, "Your boyfriend raped me. No, I'm not okay. Will you take me to the hospital?" Like, but everybody is different and every woman reacts to that situation completely differently. So they gave us a very realistic reaction to what would happen. Because that's so like a moment when your friend asks you, "Is that you?" And your friend's boyfriend just, okay. Then we go to, in the scene, she's sitting on the floor on the other side of her bed and she Googles, someone had sex with me when I didn't want to, starts typing up all these things and she's crying, and then she texts Nate and asks him if he's awake, and it's just a mess. Another thing that I loved about the scene was the song that they chose. They chose a remake of Girls Just Want to Have Fun, which I'm tired of people remaking that fucking song. But for this scene, I felt like it was necessary for those series of clips, and I liked it because it's kind of like the chorus says, she just wanted to have fun. She literally just wanted to go to the party, have fun, and come home. Because that's literally all she wanted to do. That's it. That's all she really wanted. Was just have fun, not be raped. Like, it's layers. Like, you know, maybe I'm just the one who looks at songs like that, but I thought that was a great song choice. We see her walking into the student health center and she gets a rape kit done. And then we shoot to Harris, who's playing Edward 40 Hands with Ophelia on campus. And he grabs the latest issue of the Law Journal and notices that his article about a vigilante on campus isn't on there. So then he says, we need to go back to the record store. So they go back to the record store. Harris is typing up, well, more so copying and pasting his story about the vigilante. And then Tyler walks in. And they have, Tyler and Jules have the cutest moment. Oh my God. Like the moment when he says, "I don't know." Like a whisper. Oh my God. Maybe when we get both of our stuff together. I don't know. Ah! I don't know either, Nate. Not Nate. Tyler. I don't know either. Why she had to break up with Tyler? Why? I'm still upset about that. Like, no, I completely get the direction it's going to. But why? The way he looked at her. The way she looked at him. Oh my God. Tyler. Because I feel like if Tyler knew what happened between Jules and Nate, Tyler would go and kick Nate's ass. But then I don't know. Tyler knows that the reason his brother is missing is because his brother raped a girl. Or does Tyler think that his brother just went on a... Well, does Tyler know the full extent of everything his brother did? I don't know. Maybe they'll give us an answer to that. Like, did Carter tell Tyler what he did to this girl? And then... Tyler, like, how did Tyler react to that? Or did he not tell Tyler at all? And then Tyler just put the pieces together himself. Y'all, oh, okay. So, pay attention to what happened. That's so many things to think about now. You know? I don't know. So, another flashback to after Jules gets her rape kit and she's sitting there with a nurse and the nurse is telling her these are all the black and white facts you need to know. You know, if you want to go to the cops, you can. And Jules is like, no, I don't want to go to the cops. And the nurse calls her brave and says, you know, I know this is hard for you to do. And I thought that was really, really nice to have that scene with the really sweet nurse. Back at the house, Jules decides that she wants to finally drink with Ophelia and Harris for Ophilias Day, which is a celebration of Ophelia and Harris's friendship because they have been friends for so long. I thought that was a really cute little backstory line to have. But so back at the house, Jules decides that she wants to drink now. And in another flashback, Jay sees Kennedy and Kennedy tells her how he had a great time with Jules and they had fun. We had fun? You call that fun? That wasn't fun. But anyway, so I thought what was striking is when Kennedy goes, "Whew, you look rough." You know, yeah, your friends are going to say that to you, but she looked rough for other reasons. You know, I wouldn't have stopped at just, "Do you feel okay?" if I was Kennedy and my friend has this like look on her face. "You sure? Cause I can stay. You want to talk? Cause you can tell me anything." All right, then I would act like I was leaving when really I'd be sitting outside the door all day because I want to know if my bitch is all right. But I mean, that's just me. Maybe people find that clingy, but whatever. Shoots to a dance party mixed with flashbacks. So Jules picks a song called "I Want to Get Better," and I loved how between that current day, she wants to get better because she wants to forget all the fucked up things that have happened to her and she wants to go back to where her life is and she just wants to have fun with her new friends. And then when we mix it with the flashback of what happened after her rape and her just laying in the bed and showing that Nate texted her and said, "Hey, can we talk?" and her tossing and turning, to current day, her dancing around and just drinking and trying to forget all those feelings, and then to the flashback of past day when she's having to feel all these feelings at once. Like, the song was perfect, the scene was perfect. It was really, really, really great. So while Jules drinks more and more, they go to the bar and see Evan, who, has been dodging all day. So throughout the episode, Evan, the hot guy that she had sex with a couple of episodes ago, has been texting her and calling her and wanting to hang out, but she keeps dodging him, and we see him on a date. So she interrupts his date and tells him that she actually really likes him, and he's like, "You probably need to go sober up." And I like, cause she goes, "Not with this girl. She's awful. Like, she sucks." And the girl is right there. See, what I don't get is, how did that girl sit there silently that whole time? I was like, "Bitch, he on a date with me. Get your green-haired ass up and go back to the bar with your drunk-ass blonde friend. You can do this whole 'I like you' shit later." See, that's how that should have went. I don't get girls who just sit there and let other bitches do that. I love Ophelia, but how the fuck did you just sit there and let this bitch interrupt your date with this man? How? How, bitch? But anyway, after that, we see that Harris is walking out of the men's bathroom and he gets a phone call and he has just been kicked off a law journal because he posted his piece after they didn't post it in the law journal. Then we see that Nate shows up at the bar with his dickhead friends and is triggering a flashback to when she's talking to this counselor who's basically belittling her and acting as if Jay is lying. That scene made me so fucking angry to watch this bitch go, "Are you sure this is, assault or just regret?" What I didn't like is when Jules says to this bitch, I think I've been sexually assaulted. Thinker, you know. I feel like in that moment, if you're trained for that job properly, you would go, okay, start from the beginning, not, "Are you sure?" Like, man, she was such a bitch. Like, you see right there and then, there's a ton of reasons why women don't report their rapes and their sexual assaults, but that was just like an inkling. That was just a glimpse. That was just a window into how people treat women who come to them, especially counselors, doctors, cops, your friends. How it's just "Are you sure it happened?" But like, if you replay it in your mind, are you sure it went the way you think it went? And then when this bitch proceeds to say how Nate is one of the most powerful, figures on campus, he's this, he's that, with this grin on her face. Bitch, it don't matter what the fuck he do. He raped me, and as a counselor, you're supposed to sit your ass there and listen to my fucking problem. not belittle me and act like I did something or I'm unsure because I was drinking or because that's my best friend's boyfriend. Fuck you! Oh my God. That episode made me so fucking angry. Not the episode, the scene. Like that shit was so nuts. It didn't help none that it was fucking Lane from Gilmore Girls. You know better, Lane. You know better. Like, no, that just, like, in all seriousness, that was so infuriating to watch. Like, even though as a woman, you know that's gonna happen. Like, it's not everybody's gonna believe you. People are gonna belittle you. People are gonna try to make you change your mind on what happened. But But I'm not surprised. People in power at colleges and even in high schools, they either abuse their power or they neglect the people who are in need of help because they're so busy trying to either fit a quota or they don't want to do the paperwork or they don't actually want to believe that things like this happen to women. And I just, you know, we're going down the rabbit hole. So what I did like about that scene was the end when this bitch says, "Do you understand?" And Jules has this look on her face. Yeah. Oh yeah, I understand. That was yeah, I understand you ain't shit and you ain't gonna help me, bitch. Her hair looked horrible anyway. We shoot to Jules in the men's bathroom with her fucking thing on. Like, it's not funny, but like watching her drunk ass put this thing on and crouch in the corner and flip out her knife, and then Ophelia has to pop up and like talk her out of it and stop her in that moment when Jules is like, "I need this." And she was like, "No, you need someone to talk to. You ever go to group and actually talk instead of listen? Like, talk about your feelings. Say how you feel." And then she pukes, and then Ophilia's like, "I got you. Take all the time you need, and I'll be right here waiting for you." And so we get another flashback to when Jules first enters group, and we hear the story about the guy who raped the girl who Jules beat up the guy for in the first episode. When, if you remember, when I first reviewed it, the episode when she's kicking his ass in his bedroom and she goes, "Do you know this girl?" And he goes, "It's your lock screen." And she goes, "Oh, dang it. Do you know this girl?" That scene. And the moment when a girl is saying, "I wish he could feel what I feel, this unsafeness, somebody ripping his whole world apart," we see that that is the moment when Jules is deciding, "I'm gonna fuck these men up so they know or they feel unsafe. Or they feel like their world has been ripped apart, like they've ripped apart these women and these men by raping them." So I like, because that's the moment. That was the defining moment, y'all. So then we shoot to Tyler looking at a picture of him and his stepbrother, and he notices something about his stepbrother's face. He zooms into the picture, then he goes to his text messages and he pulls out the picture that his brother sent him saying that he was going snowboarding, and he puts them side by side, and you figure out that picture not real. That's not, holy shit. It was so fucked up watching him put two and two together, watching him go, and drop the phone. Oh my God, y'all. Then we shoot to Harris calling Barton and saying, "I know I said I was done, but tell me what you saw again." Then we shoot to Evan going to Ophilia's house and asking her, did she really mean everything she said about liking him? And she was like, "Yeah, and they have a cute moment." And then we see Tyler walking into the police station and filing a missing persons report. Then we shoot to Jules walking into group and the woman going, "Jules, you've been coming for a year. Are you finally ready to open up? Do you feel any better?" Better. Better. Do I feel better? Do any of you feel better? Like, I love, because that's her moment. Like, I don't feel better. I feel worse. I feel like shit. But in so many little, "Oh, you feel better? Do you feel better?" I love that moment. And when she stares up at the screen, like, now she's ready to talk. Now she is ready to speak. Then previews to next Tuesday, though, are something else. Why would Harris and Barton do what they did? Oh my God. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Tell me about what you thought about the scene with the counselor, what you thought about the rape scene, and everything else. I mean, the show is getting better and better and better. These cliffhangers are off the charts. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And like I say at the end of every video, if no one's told you you're awesome and that they love you, I think you're awesome and I love you. Peace.